Okay, today's video, we're going to talk about split testing your website to get more organic traffic. Specifically, 3 times or more greater traffic than you have right now. So if you're getting 1,000 visits a month, this can take you to 3,000 visits plus per month. And I'm going to explain how with the case study that I'm going to share with you today on specifically what and how you can do this for your own company. So with that said, I guarantee, first of all, this is advice that you're not going to have seen anywhere else before. This is totally unique information that I'm going to share with you that I've came up with as our own defined strategy on how to do this for a company, basically any company out there that has any minimal traction, already has some little bit of a site authority. If you have a brand new site, just launched it last week, this might not be able to help you very much right away, but certainly it will help you when you get a little bit further along anyway, so it's good to know this knowledge here anyway. So that all said, I'm going to go right into the content here. So I run a PPC firm. If you don't know already and you're not already a subscriber, we manage several dozen PPC accounts for clients at any given time. Google ads is our big one, but also Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, TikTok ads, and so forth. Just all we do is just specialize in online advertising and managing, and we get better results for our clients. If we get them more sales from their ad spend that they're spending, we help them scale their ad budgets. With us having a lot of access to different data points about how and basically what's making those ad accounts work, specifically as it comes to Google search, I take the initiative to offer our clients the long tail keywords that convert well from their campaigns, so they could give it over to their SEO guy or SEO gal so that they could get more organic traffic using that data as well. And so the first thing I'm going to tell you right up front is, if you're running PPC campaigns and you're not using your PPC data to fundamentally drive your entire SEO strategy, then you're not getting nowhere near the SEO results that you could and should be getting using that PPC data on your SEO strategy itself. And the reason for that is simple. The PPC campaigns you run will give you more data about what keywords you should actually be going after than any keyword tool that you're going to find does, including Google Keyword Tool, including SEMrush, including SpyFu, including ChatGPT, whatever you're using. I don't give a shit what you're using. You get the best information when you run PPC campaigns on Google Ads, running ads on Google search, to tell you what actually converts well and what's worth going after. Because obviously with Google Keyword Tool, you can see different keywords that people search for and about how much they search for them. But when you don't take into consideration the number of different variables about how much stuff actually gets searched, because the Google Keyword Tool estimates heavily what the amount that Google Keyword Tool says you get in terms of search volume per month is way off what the reality is. And if you don't spend very much on your Google ads, it's going to be way, way off, because they deliberately make it broad so that they aren't giving that data to just anybody. But then obviously other elements come into play to decide if you're going to go after a keyword. How much click-through rate does a keyword get? How much does it convert? How much revenue does it bring in? When you run a PPC campaign, you get all that data that tells you down to very specific keywords that are what are the most profitable keywords to go after as per the difficulty of the keyword in terms of ranking it as well, which is obviously another factor as you have to consider when doing and developing your SEO strategy, i.e., I could go after high traffic terms that have a lot of search volume and a lot of traffic potential but are hard to rank, or I could go after long tail keywords that are easier to rank for but only will bring in so much traffic, and then ultimately have to try to rank a lot more keywords in the process to get a high amount of search volume, even though I can rank at the top of Google easily for them with very little work. So that natively is what you're doing as an SEO to try to figure out which keywords you're going to try to rank for. You're trying to run that cost-benefit analysis on how much work should I put in to go after what level of difficulty of keywords, and usually you start out going after the easy keywords, and when you rank for those, you can go after a little bit harder keywords, and then when you rank for those, you can go after a little bit harder keywords until you've ranked all the keywords in your niche, so to say. That said, sometimes going after the easiest keywords isn't the thing to do. Sometimes going after the hardest going after the hardest keywords isn't the thing to do. And to see where, to ultimately decide what keywords you should be going after at what level of difficulty at any given time, or, to determine which ones you should go after at the point that you're at now in terms of the level of authority that Google has penned to your site about how authoritative you are compared to your competitors, which will determine if you can rank for difficult keywords with high volume or, less difficult keywords with lower volume, depending on what you go after. If you look at all the data overall in your account, in your PPC account, about what, basically when you target the same keywords you think you want to go after organically, you find out what the ranking for a keyword ultimately is going to be worth for you in terms of dollars and cents, and not making this, nebulous, putting this nebulous value or assign this nebulous value to your keywords as to what you think a keyword will be worth when you rank for it. And given, you got to spend all this time and effort to rank for a keyword, why is it that before you rank or go to rank any keyword, you do as much data analysis on the keywords you think you need to go after as possible, so that when you rank or try to go to rank a keyword, you're going to get the maximum ROI from your activity. Namely, you're going to go after the hardest possible keywords that you can rank for at your level of authority, and in which is going to bring you the highest amount of revenue at the place that you're at. Given you're only going to rank so many keywords that are so difficult based upon your level of site authority, and if you go too low, you're not going to get the highest ROI, from your SEO efforts, because you're going to rank easily, but you're not going to get the level of revenue from those keywords. And if you go too difficult, go after too high a volume, too difficult of keywords, you're just not going to rank at all. You're going to maybe rank 10, 9, 8, somewhere at the bottom of the first page, which respectively is basically anymore, because ads dominate most search results now. You got to scroll down so far to even get to those. You might as well not even rank for them anyway. The money is ultimately trying to see which keywords I can rank in the top 3 for, and probably, in the top 1 for. I call top 3 all the same because Google's actively split testing, all the top 3 listings or whatever to just find out which one has the highest click-through rate. So how do I get in the top 3, we'll just say. And ultimately that's where most of the clicks are anyway. How do I get there? How difficult of a keyword can I go after? And within a relatively short period of time and with a relatively little bit of effort, can I get in the top 3? If that keyword was put on my site, specifically in the title tag of my site, that if I put it there, I'm just going to rank on the top 3 for those keywords. So ultimately, people usually just wing it. They write their title tag, for their homepage, which if it's the easiest way to rank for a keyword is put it in the title tag of your homepage, because that's the most authoritative page on your site. But they'll just write and put a random keyword in there. No. Do the homework like I'm going to show you here. Figure out what keyword there will give you the highest amount of revenue, given you're able to rank at the top 3 for it, and it's the most difficult keyword you could rank for at the given time, that has the most revenue tied to it, or revenue potential tied to it. And you get that information from running a PPC campaign. If you're not running any PPC campaigns right now, you run one just so you can find out what keywords you should be going after with your SEO campaign. Because you can find out after spending about $5,000, we'll just say, or lower, $5,000 for good measure, running a campaign, spend $5,000 on figuring out which keywords you think you should go after, seeing how they convert, seeing how much revenue you're driving from them, because you can ultimately do that even for a service. Even if you're not doing e-commerce, you're doing services. When you get a sale, you can import your sales revenue back into your ad account to see how much revenue you generated off a set keyword. And then with all of that data, see exactly which keyword you should put in that homepage title tag, that when you put it there, you'll probably, as soon as you get crawled by Google, it'll rank in the top 3 for that keyword, and it'll immediately bring you a return from your efforts there and give you a return because you did your homework on figuring out what's that keyword I should put in there, the specific keyword that I'm going to be able to rank for, and it's going to bring me the highest amount of revenue for a keyword I can actually rank for immediately just by having it in the title tag of the page. So what we found works great, along with that, by the way, is split testing the keywords you put on your site, like in the title tag, like I was describing earlier, and figuring out what you can immediately rank for. So for me, and for most people out there, in most situations, you're going to make the most money. Instead of going after keywords that take a long time to rank, you go after a keyword that you can rank for immediately if you were to try to optimize for it using your on-page SEO. Why? Because that brings in immediate revenue that you can then reinvest into more SEO activities that'll let you rank for a little bit harder or a little bit of a higher class or a little bit higher difficulty keyword, which then you could rank for that. And I call it the watershed or waterfall strategy, where you're basically being able to rank a little bit harder keyword on and using the revenue that you get from the lower keywords to invest in a little bit harder keyword until you've got all your keywords. If you go ahead and go after the hardest keywords, you're going to spend more time and effort and most importantly, money to try to rank those than if you would have just took the money you could get immediately from certain keywords and then use that money to get a little bit more difficult keyword and walk it up that way. So, but with that, not always do you actually know if putting a certain keyword in your title tag of your page, for instance, is going to make you rank in the top 3 right away. You can do all the homework up possible, and like what I'm going to show you should do to figure out which keyword you should put in your title tag to try to rank for it at any given, or like basically immediately, so you can put this whole system into place. But a lot of times you just will misjudge it. You can't rank in the top 3 on Google for that keyword. So what you can do, which is the main differentiator here that I'm giving to you on this video, is you could change it out. You could put a keyword you think you can rank in the top 3 for after your page gets recrawled. And if you don't, put a different keyword in there. Maybe a keyword that's just as difficult. But because the algorithm, as we've found, and as you I'm sure found if you are in SEO, it's very irrational in terms of what the algorithm thinks you should rank for versus not rank for. Some keywords, just because you have the keyword in the title tag, you'll rank for it, and it could be a very difficult keyword. Other easy keywords, if you put that in the title tag, you won't rank for it. So for some reason, Google's algorithm, in terms of the on-page SEO element of their ranking algorithm, they're looking for a certain level of density of keywords in the page to decide that that's the ultimate amount. And if you overdo it, they think you're over SEOing the page. If you underdo it, and then it doesn't meet a certain criteria to make it to where it thinks that page should be ranked for that keyword highly. But if you find that sweet spot, in other words, I know this because I've ranked a lot of sites in businesses that I personally managed on the side of our ad agency as well. That if you find that sweet spot, it just ranks really well for that keyword. And you're not going to necessarily know because you don't know the exact keyword density that Google wants at any given time. It changes all the time. But if you get it right by chance, you rank for a pretty hard keyword with basically very little to no effort, just changing the title tag or adding that keyword in usually the heading tag, heading 1 being the most important. You can rank, you're just making that one tiny little change, or in the first paragraph having it in there, so on and so forth. So with that said, if you end up taking my advice and you find that perfect keyword that looks like it generates a shitload of money and isn't that difficult at all to rank for, and you put it into action and take my advice and put it in the title tag or put it in the heading 1 tag to try to see if you can immediately rank for it, and it doesn't work, you can immediately go to your second best choice keyword that seems like it has a lot of revenue compared to the difficulty and try to rank for that. Once the crawler crawls the page, it'll either, for the most part, either rank that keyword right away in the top 3 or it won't. If you hit that perfect, the algorithm thinks that page is like perfectly optimized for that keyword, you'll rank, and if it's not, it won't. So one keyword put in the title with the same level of difficulty as another keyword may rank well in the top 3 right away once the page is crawled, and another one may not. And so what we'll do is we'll just split test the pages. So we'll change the keyword, wait a couple weeks for the page to get recrawled, or a couple days depending on how authoritative the site is. It takes a lesser amount of time to get recrawled. We'll see if we rank in the top 3. If we don't, we'll put another keyword in there and just keep doing that. Obviously, as a side, if you change the title tag of your page and you rank already really well for that page, you're risking losing rankings to gain them. So what I would recommend doing is, if you already have fantastic rankings on your homepage, for instance, try to do this on an inner page that doesn't have rankings, and then use that page that's not already doing very well, but it still gets a decent amount of traffic to it, and try to rank that page for one of these keywords that you think has, there's a lot of arbitrage opportunity there, i.e. high revenue potential with low difficulty to rank the keyword. And generally speaking, low difficulty means if you Google that keyword and you right away see on the first page there's no page with a title tag that has that keyword on it, that's a great opportunity, because that means if you have your page with a title tag that has a keyword in it exactly matching the keyword, you'll probably rank in the top 3 just when the page gets recrawled. That's the type of thing I'm talking about. And so to tie it all together, what you're doing is you're running Google ads to find out keywords that have a high level of revenue potential behind them if you were to get ranked for them, but nobody's optimizing for that exact keyword yet. And therefore, just by being the one company that has a dedicated page for that keyword, you can get ranked for it really easily with no work other than having it in the title tag. And when you rank, you have the information that other people don't have because they didn't run a Google Ads campaign to see if that keyword was profitable. And so you're sitting pretty, siphoning off all this beautiful revenue that you can get from Google and being ranked for this certain keyword that other people don't know is that profitable. And ultimately would be as easy to rank for and as easy to, get a lot of revenue with a little bit of effort, if you will. So, well, as everybody else that's doing SEO, for the most part, we'll use the Google keyword tool to try to find keywords that have a lot of search volume and then judge their opinion on what they should try to rank for organically based upon that. You're going to take my advice, run the PPC campaign, or just use your PPC campaign data as is. Run the math on the keywords and the amount of money you're making from them currently using your paid ads, and apply that to your SEO strategy to find that perfect arbitrage opportunity where nobody's really gunning for these keywords yet and they drive a shitload of revenue, and you could probably rank for those keywords just by making either a dedicated page on your site for that keyword or updating an existing page on your site with that keyword in the title of the page, or the headline or heading of the page, or so on and so forth. So with that said, what I have here is a case study from a plumbing company where we did this exact thing. I don't have all the keywords that convert for this company, but to give you an example here, for this plumbing company, I put 5 different keywords here and the results from those 5 keywords for this plumbing company to give you an idea of the different revenue potential for each keyword, given each keyword basically is kind of the same, means kind of the same, if you will. They're all for a plumbing service that has customers that a typical plumbing company would want. So with that said, we had the keywords plumbing contractor, plumbing company, plumbing service, toilet repair, fix busted pipe. Those are the 5 keywords. What we have here at the top is search volume, click-through rate, conversion rate, lifetime value, ROI. So with all that said, we hooked up all the conversion tracking so we know basically the conversion rate from a click to a call or a contact form fill. That's what the conversion rate number here lists. We also, though, because this is a fairly big account, and we can do it with this client because they're, it's a big enough account for us, we can do offline conversion tracking, which what that is we capture something called a Google Click ID. When somebody fills out a form on our client site or calls, we grab the Google Click ID, and then once a month we go to check to see who's bought from the client and see if any of those people who bought matches up with the leads that we got from Google Ads. And if we see one of the customers they got came from Google Ads, we upload the Google Click ID back to Google, and it shows us in our ad account that we got a sale and how much revenue was generated specifically for that person, which goes all the way down to the keyword level. So ultimately we can see of the leads we generated, how much revenue came from those leads, which is very, very, very important to have that extra piece of information, because generally what's going to produce the cheapest cost per lead or the highest conversion rates isn't going to be the highest ROI producing keyword that you would want to necessarily rank for organically. There's certain keywords that have okay search volume but are fucking profitable as hell. And you would only know that if you were doing the offline conversion tracking process of importing customers' offline sales revenue that you're determining after they become a lead back into your account so you can physically see that. So with all that said, the keywords have a different amount of basically the number of times that our ad would show up. So search volume potential is here, but really we figured out and how we know the search volume is how many times our ad showed up, the ad impression. So plumbing contractor as a keyword generated 127 impressions. Plumbing company generated 261 impressions, and this is on a monthly basis, by the way. Plumbing service generated 425 impressions per month. Toilet repair generated an average of 71 impressions per month. Fix busted pipe generated 14 average impressions per month. So what you should do, by the way, when you do this is average this out over a 12-month period, because especially in this business, everything is so seasonal. Have a clear, clean, apples to apples comparison to make sure you have the perfect keywords that you're going to optimize for organically, you find out the 12-month average your 12-month monthly average per keyword, so you could see how many people on average are searching for this. And this data is so accurate as to how many searches you're going to get on the organic side, because organic and pay-per-click impressions are going to be the same, and Google Keyword Tools nowhere close to the numbers that you're going to see in your ad account when you actually run an ad for that same keyword. I just know because I've seen this enough times, and I'm telling you right now. So anyway, those are the number of times that the ad would show up for us when we were advertising for these 5 keywords. Now the click-through rate, the rate in which people click through the ad, that also varied as well, as you would imagine. 14% for plumbing contractor, 12% for plumbing company, 11% for plumbing service, 18% for toilet repair, 17% for fixed busted pipe. So one thing you'll notice here is we got a higher click-through rate on the more specific searches, like fixed busted pipe versus plumbing service. But that in itself is not enough information to know, is that fixed busted pipe keyword the best keyword? Is that the highest revenue and profit potential keyword for us to rank for? We don't know yet. We got to keep going. Let's look at the conversion rates. Plumbing contractor had a 37% conversion rate from click to lead. Plumbing company had 41%. Plumbing service had 40% on average. Toilet repair had 46% on average, and fixed busted pipe had 43% on average. These are really high conversion rates, by the way, because in the plumbing space, look, if you're looking for to get a broken toilet repaired, you type in broken toilet repair, you're going to fucking call. As long as the company looks like they can do what you came for, you can be trusted, and you cover their geographic area. And if you know what you're doing as a marketer, there shouldn't be any reason why you can't get almost half of the people to respond. So anyway, within that same thing, you can see the people that are typing more specifically, they converted a higher rate because probably most of the ads on Google that they seen before they got to your landing page, when they searched for toilet repair, they saw plumbing services Dallas. They didn't see toilet repair Dallas because most marketers are too lazy to have an ad for every keyword like we're doing at our agency, which gets you like double the click-through rate than you're going to get, trying to generalize and have one ad for plumbing for all the keywords. That's an absolute fact. And this is why every single time we have unique ads for every keyword. And then obviously that'll basically triple the amount of money you can make from PPC because you'll double your click-through rates, which will double the customers you can get, and then cut how much you have to pay for a click almost in half while you're at it. But anyway, these people that are typing in more specific searches, they convert at a higher rate. But just because they click at a higher rate through our ad and convert at a higher rate into a lead, we still don't actually know completely yet if these more specific keywords are the ones we should be going for. And obviously, we know that to be the case is they have less searches per month than the more generic searches like plumbing company. So we still don't know. Going further, lifetime value of customer. So in terms of did these leads turn into a sale and did the customers we get turn into a repeat customer of some sort? We were able to pull data for about a 2-year period to see if these people came back and what the customer was worth. Obviously, if we look past 2 years, we would have more accurate data, but sometimes you got to be able to limit how much time you're going to go look at what the lead did after they turned into a client or customer to see the value of that particular keyword. But when we looked at the 2 years worth of data after the person became a lead, in terms of how much revenue was generated from all the leads from these 5 particular keywords here, we got an average of $1,529 of lifetime value from all leads that came from plumbing contractor as a keyword. We got $312 of lifetime value over the next 2 years on average from the keyword plumbing company. Plumbing service got $147 average lifetime value from a lead. Toilet repair got an average of $112 lifetime value from a lead. Or should I say, instead of a lead, so I want to stand corrected here, from a customer. So if a lead didn't turn into, in other words, a customer, then we ignored it. Of the customers we got from these keywords, this is the actual lifetime revenue that was generated. Just to be clear, average lifetime value from a customer, not from a lead. Sorry for that. Fixed busted pipe had an average lifetime value of a customer $454, okay? So as you can see here, there's a large differentiation between one keyword and another in terms of what the average customer is worth to the company or to the client. One number that stands out here, plumbing contractor has $1,529, which for me, I already know what that is without even having to ask the client further. There's more businesses searching for plumbing contractor than there is searching for plumbing company, because a contractor is something that you would look for if you're a contractor trying to subcontract plumbing services and has a lot of lifetime value of a customer, which is why you also, when you're doing this, you don't want to just look at what the value of the initial experience and initial customer purchase was. You want to look at what the lifetime value of the customer was on average per keyword to have the best data to make your decisions on what keywords to go for is. So anyway, with all that said, once you have all this data for yourself and you've crunched all the numbers, and you may not want to go through the hassle of doing this, but I can tell you the work you do here initially is going to cut out years and years and years of work on the back end once you have the exact keywords that you should go for. And you're going to make, minimum 3 to 10 times more money having the perfect keywords to optimize for versus you pull them out of your ass, basically, randomly. ROI wise, what we can do here is we could assume for the keyword plumbing contractor that 127 searches per month is what we would get. So from plumbing contractor as a keyword, we know if we rank organically for this keyword, we'll get about 127 searches per month. 127 searches per month. We'll search for this term. Obviously, we're not going to have a 14% click-through rate on our listing. It might be if we're number one, but all we know is that our click-through rate on our pay-per-click ad is not going to be the click-through rate from our organic listing. But we can assume that our click-through rate on our organic traffic will be similar to what it is from pay-per-click as a whole, averaged out over all our keywords. So we'll assume that our click-through rate on our organic ranked keyword or organic listing is going to be proportionally the same across the board for pay-per-click as it is for SEO. So we'll just assume in other words, our click-through rate is going to be the same on organic as it is for pay-per-click. And if so, if we have 127 impressions of our organic listing if and when we rank, and we got 14% click through, and we have 37% turn into a lead, and we have of the leads, $1,529 of lifetime value, then we have an average of $10,000 in value per month, assuming every lead that they got, or assuming every lead that you would get, in this case, if these were your numbers, would be what your value from having that keyword ranked is in that scenario. So again, this is making assumptions. This is assuming you're getting a 14% click-through rate. It's assuming that every lead you get converts, which we know isn't the case. But in terms of, for reasons of simplifying the math and not making it more complicated than it needs to be to give you basically the same amount of understanding of what keywords you should go after, this basic formula of taking 127 times 0.14 times 0.37 times 1529 and getting 10K is a good enough calculation as to being able to compare at least this keyword versus this keyword versus this keyword versus this keyword versus this keyword to decide which keyword should be the keyword that you go after that looks like it has the kind of keyword that we can rank for, which you'll know what kind of keyword you can rank for by looking at the other keywords that you rank for and the difficulty of those keywords, and finding out of the level of difficulty of keyword you know you can rank for right now has the most revenue potential behind it. So if you wanted to be a bit more accurate and take this thing a bit further, you could look at the close rate of your lead by keyword, which would take you a while to figure out. And then in that case, you could take 127, i.e. the number of impressions for that keyword per month on average, times your click-through rate, 0.14, times your conversion rate, 0.37, times your close rate, like 0.25, times 1529, which is your lifetime value of a customer from that plumbing contractor keyword, and then you would have your ROI right there. Average ROI from that keyword per month. Okay, you following me so far? Then you do the same thing for your other keywords to compare all your keywords to each other. And so basically what you're going to want to do is go through where you get the search, where you get this data is in the search terms report of your Google Ads account. You're going to go into your search terms report for all your campaigns, and any keyword that's converted multiple times for you since you started. You could do, if it's a keyword, or should I say search term, keyword search term is kind of interchangeable to keep it simple here. Any search term in your search terms report that converted more than once, indicating it's not just a fluke keyword that some guy searched once and then you got a conversion, of anything that's converted multiple times, showing a trend, which keywords have the highest ROI per month based upon the number of times it gets searched and the rate in which it converts and the lifetime value of a customer when you get it, is the most valuable keyword that we should go after that also still matches the level of difficulty that we know we can handle and still rank for at the given time, and based upon the level of authority of our site at the given time. So this right here is the formula that we use to tell a client that cares about it anyway which keywords you should go after organically at the given time, given we already have all this math, we already have all this wealth of data about exactly what they should go for organically, and we run that, put all of it into a spreadsheet, figure out what the ROI per keyword is, let it rank it descending in terms of the the profit per keyword. They'll go ahead and figure out, based upon the keywords they rank for, what keywords they think they can rank for out of our list, and then that's how they find out which keywords they should go after. Generally speaking, for a shortcut to see what keywords you think you can rank for and which ones you can't, given you aren't going to just go for the highest profit producing keyword from your ad account because you may not be able to rank for it, you go ahead and you look at what keywords you rank for organically, using whatever tool you need to do that. And generally speaking, the keywords that have that are longer, what they call longer tail keywords, if you are just starting out, maybe you can only rank for keywords that have at least 4 words in it, and that could be all you rank for. Maybe you can rank for keywords that have 3 words in it, but not 2-word phrases. If you don't want to overcomplicate it or wanted a shortcut, figure out of the keywords you rank for, how specific are the keywords? Can you rank for terms that are longer and only basically with anything with 4 words or more words? If so, of the list you generate from the stuff that's the highest profit keywords from your ad account, that would be I would try to rank for the highest revenue producing keyword that has 4 words or more, if you are following me here. That's not a perfect strategy. I would certainly still recommend spending more time, because there's certain 3-word keywords that nobody's ranking for, even though you're mainly ranking for 4-word terms right now. There's 3-word terms that nobody's going for, because generally all the SEO competition you have, they're just going to try to go after keywords that seem like they have a lot of volume. They are not playing the arbitrage game and trying to go after keywords that have lesser volume but have huge revenue potential. And just go after terms. Ultimately, going back to my original comment, if you type the keyword in Google and nobody's optimizing for it yet, that's a great keyword. Assuming it also it's on the higher side of average revenue that can be produced per the amount of times it gets searched, and the conversion rates and the lifetime value and so forth, and close rates if you want to add that in. So anyway, that's the top G method for figuring out playing arbitrage with SEO and finding the perfect terms to go after that you should be able to right away profit from right away, because you can rank right away for them, and you're going to pull a high level of revenue as soon as you do. And then you can use that revenue and recycle that money back into trying to rank for harder terms. And once you've ranked for those terms, trying to go after a slightly higher term, because ultimately, here's the thing as well. Google gives the traffic to basically who doesn't need it. They try to give it to the brands, because the brands, if they have to decide to give the traffic to the new guy that doesn't have very much business and the brand, if they know if they give it to the brand, that brand is the least likely to rip the customer off, because they know what they're doing. They have experience. Whereas if they give it to the new guy, maybe he's good, maybe he's better than the brand, maybe he's not. They don't know. The uncertainty says that with all things equal of what they actually know about both companies, they send it to the brand, because the brand is less likely to be a scam. And they don't want to take big risks, because ultimately Google wants people to have a good experience from Google. And so maybe there's some new guys that are breakout companies in your niche, but they don't want to take the risk sending people to somebody that rips them off, because if they get ripped off, guess what? They're not coming back to Google next time and taking Google's recommendations. So that's why it's so easy to rank once you're seen as an authority in Google's eyes. And everything is about, in terms of SEO, becoming the #1 authority in the space, because at that point, you'll rank for everything just by having keywords on your site, and basically that's it. Once you're seen as the highest authority in your space. So, if authority's ranked at a 1 to 100 and you're at 20 in terms of authority, you could put keywords that you can rank for easily using this method and start ranking for them. And then because you're ranking for keywords that you weren't ranking for before, and now you're getting more traffic organically than you were before, your authority actually goes from that 20 to like 22 or 25. And because you're at 25, now keywords you couldn't rank for before easily, now you can. So that's why I said I always use the waterfall method, where you're trying to rank for keywords. The hardest keywords you can instantly rank for, and then using that as a springboard and to take money. And really, it's not even about money. It's just about getting to the next notch on the pegboard in terms of that authority scale that Google ranks your site on and against your competitors, to see who's the most so-called deserving to get the ranking for, keywords in your space, that to use that new positioning you got to try to go after the next kind of stage or level of keywords in terms of difficulty, and then keep doing that over and over and over again. And with all that, you technically could get to the top without spending any money on backlinks or to get featured in news sites or anything like that. You simply could just use the data from your PPC campaigns to get access to data that other competition either isn't using or don't know how to use or don't know how to use it to your advantage, to not just go after the high traffic terms, but the ones that are in a breakout category, rank, and then do it again and again and again as you are able to walk up that peg, up the authority scale, if you will. So in terms of split testing and how this all comes to split testing, as I was talking about before, you're going to split test the title tags on your pages, so that when you figure out the keywords you want to rank for, just put them in the title tag. Rewrite the title tag and make the keyword a part of the title tag. So you never want to just make the title tag the keyword, just to clarify here, because when people see your organic listing and it looks like it's just laced with keywords for SEO, it's not going to give off a trusting vibe. You want to try to make it sound like you're not trying to SEO, and work it in there naturally, so that people see your company and it looks like you're an authoritative company that's not trying to be too salesy or marketing-ish, if you will. And so with that, or if you do it and you can't rank for the keyword right away, instead of just saying, oh shucks, better luck next time, or should I actually say better luck next time, and try to work a different keyword in there from your high revenue, low competition keyword list that you've generated, and try to rank for that keyword. And when you rank, great, so to say. And once you rank, after you get some customers and those customers bookmark your site and keep coming back to check on their order status, Google's going to start to notice that and then think you're more authoritative in terms of them ranking you as a company. The pages that you've added a new keyword to, maybe you rewrite the keyword, you rewrite the title again for that same page, but this time going after a harder keyword. And then if it ranks, you got more traffic than you had before. Yes, you didn't have the same traffic you had before, but you have traffic from another keyword that gets more search volume. Anyway, you keep doing that over and over again. So you split test the keyword you use in the title tag to find keywords that you can rank for easily right away as soon as the Google crawler crawls the site, and it should rank right away just from that when it recrawls the page. And if it doesn't, you try a different keyword until you got where you can easily rank for one of the keywords in your top list that has a high revenue potential itself, if you can get ranked. And then from there, though, for the longer tailed keywords like fix busted pipe, that is like super, basically, but to take a step back here, ultimately, there's only so many pages that you have on your site that you can rewrite the title on. You want 100 keywords ranked, you might be able to work in 20 of those keywords in the title tags of your pages of your site naturally. What about the other 80? At that point, what I would recommend to you, what we also always do for clients, is we always make landing pages for each keyword on our Google Ads account that we manage for the client. So not only if somebody's searching for toilet repair Dallas on Google, do we put toilet repair Dallas on the first headline of the Google ad so that we get the maximum click-through rate like I told you before. We also send them to a page after clicking that exact ad that says broken toilet repair, or whatever I said. If I said toilet repair Dallas, that's exactly what it says on the headline of the landing page as well. So that the ad says if they search for toilet repair Dallas, the ad says toilet repair Dallas, the landing page headline says toilet repair Dallas, because that'll get usually about 40-50% more conversion just by having the keyword in the headline of the landing page. A lot of people don't know that. So with that, we'll make hundreds of landing pages a lot of times, or sometimes thousands for like, depending on what company it is, so that we can have a dedicated landing page for every keyword. And you got all these landing pages that you made to make your Google Ads campaign better. And if you're not running Google Ads, why are you not running Google Ads? Because in my opinion, going after organic traffic and you're not running Google Ads yet, for most occasions, that's really dumb, because your paid ads, once they're running, will make your organic rankings it'll make it so much easier just to rank in terms of beefing up the authority of your site in the eyes of Google, as well as they kind of favor the sites that spend. And I know this, even though some people will disagree with me, I've seen it, particularly when you're just spending a little, but when you're spending like 10K a month or more, your SEO goes up a ton. But even if it goes up some for sure after you're spending like $3,000 a month. But anyway, building up your Google Ads account, that if you just follow the strategies I give you on this channel to beat your competition, you'll make money from your ads. Then you can scale up your ads. Once you've scaled up your ads, the landing pages that you put together to make your campaigns work, you can take those pages, submit them to Google Search Console, get them indexed by Google, and they'll probably rank for the keywords that they're meant to be set up for from your PPC campaign. So Toilet Repair Dallas, if we set up a landing page for the keyword Toilet Repair Dallas, so that the ad can say Toilet Repair Dallas, and so that the landing page can say Toilet Repair Dallas, if they search for Toilet Repair Dallas, that page is perfectly optimized for that keyword Toilet Repair Dallas. So to the point where when we just simply submit it to Google Search Console, it'll probably also get ranked organically for Toilet Repair Dallas. And so for these keywords that you can't just lace and embed in your website because there's so many that you want to rank for, your landing page for your PPC campaign can rank organically as well. And this happens all the time, to the point where every single client that we deal with now, we take all of our landing pages, we submit them to Google Search Console so that they can get organic traffic as well. And very commonly, half of the traffic that we get from PPC, or should I say half the traffic that the landing page gets, half of it will be from our PPC campaigns once we let like 12 or so months pass. Half of it will just be from the organic traffic, given that page is perfect for that keyword. And the things Google's looking for a PPC campaign is almost the same as what they're looking for on the organic side. They want, going back to what I was saying before, Google wants to be able to send traffic to people who give users the best experience so that people want to use Google in the future. So that applies to the Google ad space, and they penalize you in terms of what you're being charged per click if you do a poor job there, helping the users get what they want quickly, easily, and efficiently. On the organic listings, it's basically identical. If you rank organically and people don't click through your organic listing very much, or at a lower rate than your competition that's ranked above and below you, and if people get to your site and they convert at a lower rate than people that were ranked above and below you, you automatically will get demoted, maybe not instantly, but as soon as the algorithm figures it out, you're going to get demoted. So it makes no sense at all to try to rank for something that you can't convert better than the people that are already ranked, on the first page. So they're looking for, more than anything, they try to use these other factors like backlinks to figure out if you should be ranked on the first page. But if you get to the first page and you don't have a higher click-through rate and higher conversion rate than your competition, you're not going to be there for long, basically. And how much better can your conversion rate get than a page that's perfectly designed for that keyword? And I know what some of you guys are thinking. You might be saying, this is using something called, that Google says they don't like, doorway pages. But ultimately, to be able to fix that, if you're worried about it, which, by the way, the pages aren't the same, the headline's always going to be different because the keyword needs to match the headline. And if you're in a local business, you also want the city name the user's in on the page, which, depending on what part of the city that they're in, if they're in Dallas, in the Dallas area, but really they're in Arlington, which is part of the Dallas area, you say Arlington on the landing page so that the keyword and the specific part of the city they're in is going to be different each time. The page is technically different. Technically, that's still called doorway pages if you want to get technical about it. But more than anything, Google's just trying to promote to the user what the user wants. And if you get good conversion rates, even the page, even if the page is similar to hundreds of other pages, doesn't matter. It'll still rank like crazy because it serves the user's needs better than anything else that's there ranked organically, because people want to see right when they get to the page that you offer what they came for and they cover their area, if you're talking about like a local business, and that you can be trusted. And when the page is set up to serve the user's needs in that regard, of course, if you're talking about a product, like it could be also explains how to fix the user's problem better than anybody else as well. But if you just do those things, even though the page is a little bit, basically the same as other pages that you're using, it's irrelevant. Assuming you're way better than the other competition that is ranking for that same keyword. And when it comes down to it, most of the other pages that rank for your keyword that you're trying to rank for, they're not very well suited for the keyword in serving the user's needs, for the needs that I say that everybody's looking to get met. Does it solve my problem? Does it do what I need it to do? Can I trust them? Do they cover my area? And doing that in as little time as possible, because time is money to people. When Google sees that page submitted to the Google Search Console, and we get it indexed, and they put it on Google, and it gets good metrics, guess what? It's going to stay there. So anyway, long story short, for keywords you can't fit on your site naturally, you're just going to put into a landing page that won't be findable through the regular navigation of your site, but it will be findable through the Google Search Console, and submitting your landing pages there that you're using on your PPC campaigns, and you'll get ranked for all these other long tail keywords as well. So that's the major secret weapon that we have to rank organically for clients that are doing a lot of Google search ads already, because we already know what works and that will rank easily and will generate a shitload of money once it's ranked, and we are using information that our competition is not using, therefore we can profit a lot from it. As a side, the other split testing that you can do to get more organic traffic is you could split test the design on high traffic pages, basically pages that rank well for certain keywords or just rank well organically in general. Going back to what I was just saying a minute ago about Google, more than anything else, is trying to see which pages that they rank give the user the best experience. Highest click-through rate, highest conversion rates. If you can give Google that, they'll want to rank you for that keyword forever, for that matter, as long as you're beating your competition that's already ranked for that keyword. So part of it comes down to not just the information, but the design of the page. Or it could be information, either or. There's tools, one of which is Visual Website Optimizer, another's Optimizely. There's other tools. There's more cheaper tools that do the same thing, but what these tools enable you to do is you could take a page that ranks organically, change some things about it that you think will make it convert at a higher rate, and what these tools will do is if somebody's coming from Google Organic, specifically Google Organic, it'll actually send half the traffic to the new version of the page that you're trying to test, that you changed the design on or whatever, and half to the original page that's there, and it'll let you see which one converts better. And if you find the new version of the page that you made, I would just change little things on the page, because little things can, ultimately, because the page is already working, Google likes it, but there's little things that you can improve that'll improve 10 or 20% on your conversion rate, that when you do it and you add that to the page and then you do that over and over again, you can double the conversion rate of your page. And because you double the conversion rate on the page, you are going to make more money instantly by having a higher conversion rate on your page that's ranking, but you'll also get more rankings, going back to what I said before, because Google measures the conversion rate of your page to decide if they should be ranking you higher or lower, because it serves the user's needs better. So, optimizing for conversion rate isn't something that I hear almost no SEO companies doing, because, it gets outside their wheelhouse. More important than anything, once you rank, or once you basically got the ball rolling and you got a decent amount of terms you rank for, you should be more focused on how do we get the pages that rank to convert better, because It's easier to get twice as much organic traffic by split testing your landing page and improving it than it is to rank for twice as much terms, really. So specifically, because if you double the conversion rate on your landing page, chances are you're going to get like 5 times as much organic traffic from that page, given that Google, instead of ranking you 5, it'll rank you number 1 because your conversion rate, because they're monitoring every person that clicks through all the organic listings for every single keyword that people search for. It'll know that, oh, holy shit, this page converts at 7, and all the listings in the top 10 listings only convert at best 5%. Well, we need to put this sucker at number 1. And then you jump from 5 to 1. You'll notice when you are ranked in the top 3 or 4 on Google, just pay attention to it, or just go pick a random search for anything. You'll see the rankings are constantly changing. The top 4 listings are being rotated out to constantly find out which ad has the highest click-through rates, or organic SERP has the highest click-through rates and the highest conversion rates, because it's constantly trying to figure out which one has the highest click-through rates and the highest conversion rates to decide which one is supposed to be number 1. And even though it finds the best, it still wants to see if there's anyone that's technically a little bit better than that, so that can be number 1. And so when you know all you have to do is increase your click-through rates and your conversion rates, and you're going to get automatically a ton more organic traffic, why are you not focusing on that? So in general, to wrap up everything I'm talking about here, you use your paid ads, and if you don't have paid ads, you start a quick campaign to figure out what are the terms that nobody is focusing on that generate a shitload of revenue when you're ranked for them. Start adding them to your website, to the pages that already have decent authority in Google's eyes, and then the rest of the terms, you create custom landing pages for those and get those submitted to Google Search Console so you can rank for those as well. And for good measure, use those in your pay-per-click campaign to increase the conversion rates there. And then from there, go ahead at any given time before you get to the next level with the first strategy, where you're adding a little bit more difficult keywords and a little bit more difficult keywords like I was talking about. You go ahead and you split test the design of the pages that are already ranking, split testing and change individual elements on that page, like the color scheme, to see if that'll get the conversion rate up. Because if you get the conversion rate up, you get more sales from the same exact rankings you have, and it'll trigger Google to rank you higher once they realize that you're converting better than the people that are directly ranked above you for a certain keyword, because that gives users the best experience when they do. So with that said, that's split testing as it applies to organic rankings and traffic, and how you could more than triple, really, the amount of traffic, organic traffic you can get simply by taking the inside information you can get from Google by running these paid ads and doing revenue tracking of your leads to know what keywords to go for on your site, and then to start split testing the pages you rank for to get a higher conversion rate, to push all the rankings you have at any given time up. So they naturally just want to rank what you have more and more and more. The more things you figure out about the pages that rank that actually give the user the best experience, so that Google can help you out, help their customers and their searchers out. Everybody wins when you actually take the approach that I'm going to have the best site that converts the best, and I'm going to have the best listing that converts the best. Everybody wins in that situation, the user, Google, and you. I didn't mention it, but you could add in there as well split testing of your organic SERP as well, and changing what you can do with that, which if you want to add a third split testing thing as it applies to organic traffic, you run pay-per-click ads to find out what gets the highest click-through rate on your ad for a certain keyword, and then you apply those learnings to the organic SERP. And there's tools that allow you to just split test the organic SERP listing as well. So in other words, organic SERP listing, what shows up on the organic section when your site ranks. So you can find out if using the word warranty, for instance, 10-year warranty works to get the highest click-through rate possible on your pay-per-click ad for a certain keyword. So then you can work 10-year warranty into your organic, your title or your description, so that shows up now on your organic search listing when it ranks for what it ranks. And then naturally, there's different tools that let you do that. It'll let you see the click-through rate for the updated version of your title and description when you updated it versus the title and description you had before, so you can see the click-through rate difference between the new one you're testing and the existing one, to see if you want to change that SERP listing long term to have the adjustments you made on your test. And with that, of course, that's going to make Google want to rank you higher, because now you have a higher click-through rate. It all comes down to who's got the highest click-through rate, who's got the highest conversion rate once you've already made the first page. You can do all this other stuff to get all this authority, and to some degree, I will admit, if you had enough, media attention and everything else, you have a shit-ass click-through rate and a shit-ass conversion rate, and you can still rank well on Google. But for most companies that aren't going to have that, the biggest thing you can control is making sure you're targeting the right keywords that have a lot of revenue potential with low competition for your level of authority your site has, and then getting the click-through rate on the SERP listing to be as high as you can through testing, and converting and split testing the page you're taking people to get the highest conversion rate you can. And once your conversion rate on your landing page is higher than the people that rank on the first page for the keywords you want to rank for, and the click-through rate on your listing is higher than the competition that rank for the keywords you want to rank for, you're going to end up eventually at the top of Google when Google runs its own split testing and uses their machine learning process, because they want to promote you. They want to promote whoever it is that does those two things, has the highest click-through rate, has the highest conversion rate on your page, regardless. If you think logically about it, we could talk all day about what Google wants in terms of their algorithm. Google wants to make money. They're going to make money when people find what they want easier, quicker, better on Google than other search engines. And to do that, they got to find out who serves their users the best. And when they get to the first page, they're going to figure out who should be there and who's not. So if you're not focused on that, your SEO strategy is at best half-cocked. And with it being so easy to split test, you could there's tools out there where you could split test both the SERP listing and the landing page that you're taking people to. Why not do it? But the big one that's going to make you a ton of money is using the keyword data inside Google Ads to know which keywords to go after. Because you're going to find keywords that are 10 times more profitable than other keywords, and relatively speaking is 3 times, 5 times, 10 times less competition than other keywords. You'll find keywords that you literally, like I said, you could update the title tag on your page, rank right away, and drive an additional $5,000 a month in revenue for you. But it was only possible because you had the information that everybody else in your niche didn't have, because you looked at your data inside Google Ads and you had the proper tracking set up to do it. That's for sure more powerful than split testing your page, because you can run that kind of analysis fairly quickly, assuming you have the tracking set up right. Whereas the split testing of your site, that's going to take some time to figure out what the perfect configuration in your site that gets the highest conversion rate. That's going to take you a little bit of time. Split testing your organic SERP listing, that's certainly obviously easier than split testing your landing page, but you may only be able to double your click-through rate on that, whereas the ability to find a keyword that's extremely profitable and rank for it right away, that can change how much you're making from your organic traffic like overnight, and do it more than potentially double, triple, quadruple, 5, 10x. Finding those perfect keywords that have tons of revenue behind them for your business and won't take almost no work to rank for them if you use the strategy I gave you here. So anyway, with that said, I'm going to wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I hope to see you on my next video where we have another great strategy for you to be able to make a ton of money with your PPC, given this is a PPC channel. And even though I was talking mainly about SEO strategy on this video today, if you liked the video, by the way, you should give me a like, and with that, it'll certainly be able to help get it out there more so I can help a lot more people. I'd really appreciate if you can do that for us. And beyond that, I have a blog at guaranteedppc.com/blog that has information for myself as well on how to do PPC strategy that makes money, tips, tricks, and case studies of things that we're doing for our clients here at our agency to guarantee their results on their PPC campaigns on Google, Facebook, and so forth. So if you like the channel, the blog, you'll like the blog too. It's another great resource for you to be able to make a ton of money running paid ads online for your business. As the last thing to mention, I have a brand new program at our PPC agency here where we're offering turnkey PPC campaigns. And what that is if you're in a market where we've ran ads before, instead of hiring a PPC agency to help you, if that's not your style, you can actually ask if you can use the campaigns, ads, keywords, and so forth that work for your market already. And if we're not in a market that competes with one of our clients, you can use it in your own local market or in your country where we don't have our clients not operating in those geographic markets, and bypass all the work that you need to do to get multi-million-dollar a year sales results using paid ads in your market, given we've already spent and done all the hard work that it took to get those results in that market, and you're going to simply just copy and paste them in your account. You know, the ads, the landing pages, strategy, all that type of stuff, of course, with some minor modifications, but different enough, but same enough at the same time that you'll get basically the same results that we're able to achieve for a different client in your same market, but in a different geographic territory. So if you're interested in that type of thing, reach out to us. A lot of people are using these templates to start a new business in a new area, for, you know, like in a local market, outsource all the work to a different partner in the area and have a passive income business, because the campaigns we do and put together that have been running for years will outdo any competition in that local area that you're in, and basically make a ton of money just because you have that campaign running in your market. So anyway, if you're interested in that kind of thing, reach out to us. We'll let you know what we have and what results we have in those markets that we have campaigns actively getting results in. And so with that said, I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. It was educational, and I hope to see you in my next video where we have another great strategy for you there. See you there.